We just spent the night in Bled. It is 6:50. We're getting picked up in 8 minutes. So I get my boots on and then we'll get cracking.
The journey from Bled took around 1 hour by car, and when we arrived, our guide gave us the equipment that we didn't have that we would need to get to the top of the mountain. Started the hike now. We're just in the beginning of the valley with our guide Mitja.
Hey!
And Terry. And it's -2. We're at just under 1,000 meters of elevation. The sky is super clear. I'll spin it around. It's going to be a beautiful day. The hike started in the Kerma Valley, and the first part moved through a forest. Once we'd cleared the tree line, we paused to catch our breath and look down the valley to take in the view. 47 minutes into the hike, 1,285 meters up, so we've ascended about 300 meters. We're doing a good pace.
Great pace.
Good pace. Pretty sweaty. It must be about -3 up here. What do you think?
Yeah.
Yeah? I've had to get the pole out. We're walking on like pretty slippery ice at the moment, and these shoes are effectively ice skates. It is it's just amazing here. It's completely silent. We're the only people on the mountain. You can hear there's tiny little birds flying around us. It's yeah, really nice so far. Definitely recommend. Apparently the summit itself can be quite challenging at this time of year. The guide was saying that he hopes we should make it. The wind was blowing 60 kilometers per hour on the summit this morning and the temperature was -12, but it's subsiding and we're going to go for it today rather than tomorrow. Hi. He's running. A local? Do you think he's been to the top, Mitja?
No, cut.
Okay.
You didn't have to gear.
Okay. Oh yeah, no ropes or ice axe.
Yeah, ice axe crampons.
Okay.
And without it, summit now is impossible.
Okay.
If you still want to leave.
We've broken through the shadow line now, so the sun's directly behind me, roasting me. We've passed through 1,900 meters. Normally it's about 4 hours to the hut. I think we're going to be there in about 3. When we get to the hut, we pick up a Via Ferrata set, ropes, helmet, harness, etc. And then we'll rope ourselves together and begin the hike to the summit. The wind's dying off now. It's not 60 k's anymore, it's 49. Feels like -16, so I'm going to be putting every layer that I've got on so I don't freeze to death. All right?
Yeah, good. What have we been going for?
I don't know, I'm a bit sweaty.
2.5 hours. Done 2,095 meters.
Yeah.
About
2.5 hours only.
Yep.
4.8 meters.
Super good, Mitja says.
Less than an hour, I guess.
Less than an hour. So what we
In
did
5 minutes, you put your crampons on.
Although you can make it to the hut without crampons, the gradient of this route that we were taking exceeds 50 degrees at points, and so it made sense for us to put them on to give us that bit of confidence on the steeper slopes.
Especially be careful with the right foot.
Okay.
Catch your trousers.
Oh, I just wiped the sweat out of my face, it's so bright. Onwards. So we're at 2,500, just approaching the hut. The summit behind it. So we'll climb up here next. Let's stop here for a bit of food. And wrap up. Alright, so we've made it now to the hut. I can't actually say it. It's pronounced like Kredarici, which is 2,520 up. Just to the right of me, to the left of you, is the actual summit that we're going to climb, and it looks a bit daunting, to be honest. It's quite severe. The guide's speaking about, you know, we're obviously going to be roped up, harnessed together, ice axes. Terry's going to be in the middle, I'm going to be at the back. and it's something neither of us have done that before. So it's just going to be a bit challenging. And the temperature as we're sat here in this icy breeze, I've got like 6 layers on. It's minus 16 in the wind, so it's not warm.
Yeah, and I think at the top it's meant to be a bit more, but fortunately the wind has died off. So I think earlier this morning it was blowing a gale up there, but now it's decreasing, so it's a good time to leave. I think we're going to set off in about an hour and a half and start the summit, and I think it's about 3 hours in total to actually summit and get back down to base camp.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a good time. I think we've been really lucky with the weather here.
Definitely with the weather, and also the hut itself's quite nice, isn't it? We got in, it's all warm, there's a little fireplace, they're just cooking up with defrosting some barley soup for us.
Barley soup and sausage.
Classic
sausage.
Slovenian sausage, yeah. We had a meal yesterday at about 8 o'clock, and I'd hoped to get rid of it, but I haven't managed yet. So I'm hoping to do that before we summit.
Some extra weight on
I'll be a bit lighter, yeah.
Yeah.
Terry, you're leaving your bag here, aren't you?
Yeah, it was, I actually struggled on the first bit, I think purely because my bag was quite heavy and the ascent was about 50 degrees. So if I was to do it again, I would pack much lighter, just so, we're not lugging more weight up the hill. And that's why that summit over there, I'm actually not going to take a bag at all. I think Luke's just going to carry some water and camera, and then, that's us.
So just move positions because I was getting a really cold arse. In fact, that's the mountain that the rest of the mountain that we've got to get up. You can kind of see that the elevation on it is pretty steep, and I'm not sure if you can work it out, but there are some tiny dots on there that I'll zoom into if my fingers still work. But they are people summiting at the moment.
It took us 3 hours 45 to climb 2,500 meters, and now it's going to take 3 hours to climb about 300 meters up and down. Yeah. So that gives an indication on the difficulty that it's going to be.
Your heel was lifted.
Okay.
You just go in here.
Okay.
And you shouldn't be the snow is quite aggressive, you shouldn't be too aggressive on it. Just a little bit and it's enough already.
Okay.
It stops it.
Ice axe arrest lesson. Terry, do you want to have a go?
Hold on. I didn't get anywhere.
We need to give him a push.
Yeah.
Excellent. That's good, mate. Okay.
It doesn't go in far, does it? Yeah, the snow is super aggressive. Yeah.
Just enough to stop it.
The whole idea today, in case if you fall, you just go on the spike.
Fine.
You catch yourself on the spike of the ice axe and that's it. Yeah,
okay.
That's easy. I think you're not sliding too far.
There we go. Let's hope we don't need that. Approaching the summit. Insane.
How do you feel about that?
I suppose overall I really enjoyed it. I feel it was over quite quickly.
Yeah.
Because like we started at, you know, so the whole thing from the bottom to the top and then back to this hut has taken us 6 hours. And that's elapsed time, so walking was a bit shorter. But, you know, I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I just wish it lasted for longer. I'm like, oh no, it's over, you know? And also, the last part was like incredible. Doing that at sunset, I think was a real, like, brilliant suggestion by Mitja.
Yeah.
How about you?
Yeah, I think it's the first bit was a nice walk. It's a good hike, but when you actually do the climbing up to the summit from base camp, it's very special. You've got the ridge walk, which was my personal favourite, where you've summited up, via ferrated up to a certain point, and then there's about, I don't know, half a kilometre, where you're just walking across this ridge and you see these 360 views. It's just so nice, so incredible, and yeah, I would highly recommend it to anyone to do it. It is physically challenging. You are going up quite big ascents, and particularly on the descent as well, it's also just as challenging. So, you know, I think you need to be ready for it and train for it. But when you're up there, it's very magical.
It's a pretty special place, actually. Like, in fact, I can't say the whole country. I've not seen the whole country, but like, it feels like Slovenia is somewhere I need to come back to and spend more time exploring, because the people are amazingly friendly. It's super clean in the places that we've been in a short period of time. Oh wow, I've just noticed in the distance on the horizon there's a shadow being cast by Triglav. That's really cool. Nice. Big triangle.
I don't know if you can see in the background where we are now, but there's this just lovely sunset, just beautiful and orange, and you know, as Luke said, there's a shadow being created back there. You know, this is what I live for. It's, you know, these moments where you can just take a look around and just take it all in.
I wish I could do it all the time.
Yeah.
I'm like, I have to sit in an office.
Yeah.
I want to be here, but you know, the reason that these things are enjoyable is because they are rare occasions. You know, if you did it all the time, it wouldn't be fun, would it? You always want what you don't have, and we can't do this a lot, and so you want it a lot.
Yeah. I think for me, it's since starting Typical, which we've also got a video to, since doing that, it's about making the most of the weekends for me now. And it's like, we could just be sat in doing normal stuff, but actually we flew out on a Friday night, 5 o'clock. We've just summited the tallest peak in Slovenia, and it's just been like incredible. Yeah. So I think, you know, making the most of the weekends for me now is what I've learned, just to get out there. You know, the flights are quick. We spent all day Saturday loving it. It feels like we've been away for 3 days.
I know, it's nuts, isn't it? And I also think that the reason for that is the hike itself is like multiple components. Yeah. The surroundings changed throughout all of that. You know, we were in like a valley floor carved by a glacier, and then we sort of came up to sort of the tops of the cliffs, that valley. And then we came up through sort of a snowy piste, really. And then we've reached this hut. And then the final part was like nothing I've ever done, actually. I've really enjoyed that.
It's good. I'm freezing my bollocks off now, so I might start to call it.
Stay tuned for the descent. Welcome to our accommodation for the evening. It's our choices were, right, we're in the Kredarici hut, and there's like a really nice living space with a fireplace where we've just had like an enormous pasta dinner that the military weatherman has cooked for us, because this station's used as a weather station. There's a civilian weatherman, a military weatherman who do weather for their respective organisations. And this is the accommodation. So our choices were to stay in the living room downstairs and stay warm, which was Terry's preference. But it's a lodge, and so people are hiking up throughout the night, and it's a weekend, right? It's a Saturday, so people are going to be hiking up early in the morning on Sunday so that they can see the sunrise from the top. So it means that area downstairs is going to be quite noisy. So we've come upstairs, and we've got these 4 bunk beds. The only downside is that it's not heated, and so I think the temperature in this room is maybe about -3. And I've made my bed, and on it we've got, you know, I've got a sleeping bag and then 2 quilts, and there's 2 more quilts on the bed above that I might be stealing if I'm frozen throughout the night, but wish us luck. to note about the hut, there's no running water, so rush it in, you can get a bit of snow. There you go. 8 AM, just leaving the hut behind us. You can see Triglav in the distance. Beautiful day, a bit cloudy, so I'm glad that we summited yesterday.
Light on our bottom here, but I think today it's too icy.
Yeah, I'll get a cold ass.
But I wanted to check the snow. For Mitja, he's nervous to ski, and I think this is good.
Yeah, you can ski on this?
Yeah,
Okay.
just a bit of fresh snow on top. Sort of makes you go.
In like that.
It's not icy anymore.
We're just on a tricky traverse section. Somebody coming up. We're keeping an eye out for ibex. Hopefully see something. Having taken off the crampons, the route down is quite icy, so keep doing that thing, but I think there comes a bit more snow, so we'll be able to dig our feet in. Just having to watch exactly where I'm going. Terry smacked his head on a tree that was crossing the path a moment ago because he was looking down. Apparently we got about an hour and a half with the car now. We're at 17-20 metres. Been walking for an hour and 5. There you go, snilly. Well, like ice skating. We're going at a bit of a healthy lick, but I just want to get back so we can tear around Bled and take a few pictures, have a look around before getting the plane at 8 o'clock. About 5 more minutes of this ice, and then we get to the forest level where we can chill a bit. It'll just be leaves, and you won't be sliding down this terrain. I'd definitely say if you've got a pair of micro spikes, bring them for this section. It'll make it a lot easier. You won't have to do that. Cheers, thank you. Thank you so much. Well done. Good. That was really good. A special thanks to Mitja, who took us to the top of the mountain on the Saturday and back down again on the Sunday. For the trip, Terry and I paid Mitja €840, and he offers a range of other trips in and around Slovenia, and so if you're interested, I've put a link to his website in the description of this video. On the Sunday, our trip finished at around about 11, and so we were back in Bled by midday, where we refueled and took a walk around the lake and up to some of the viewpoints to look down on to what is a splendid, stunning landscape, as you can see from a few of these pictures I'll overlay. As it happens, I've got January off of work, and so I'm planning my next adventure. I'm considering Aconcagua, Kilimanjaro, or something like that, and so if you've any suggestions, then please let me know, but stay tuned for plenty more videos to come.